What did you like better, Jedi or The Empire Strikes Back?
Empire.
Blasphemy.
Empire had the better ending. I mean, Luke gets his hand cut off, finds out Vader's his father, Han gets frozen, taken away by Boba Fett. It ends on such a down note. I mean, that's what life is, a series of down endings. All Jedi had was a bunch of Muppets.
Films and Fermentation, movies and inebriation. Films and Fermentation, comedy mixed with tasty libations. Films and Fermentation, with Leo, Kevin and Mike.
Some motherfucker getting sued. Welcome, everybody, to a very special episode of Films and Fermentation. Tonight, we are looking at the 45th anniversary of The Empire Strikes Back, because nothing says classic like daddy issues and accidental incest. That's right, we are Films and Fermentation.
It was retroactively accidental incest, okay?
Hey, you know, I'm not judging. Carrie Fisher is pretty hot.
Fun fact, I've met her and she's crazy.
Yeah.
If you want me to share that story on the air, I will.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. So like I said, this is Films and Fermentation, movie and alcohol podcast, number one pop culture podcast on Good Pods, number one beer podcast on Good Pods. I'm Leo.
I'm Kevin.
I'm Mike.
I'm Jack.
And I'm Nathan.
That's right. We are three friends and plus two, so we are five friends tonight who are about to talk shit about movies while getting shit faced. It's such a special episode. I decided we needed to have multiple guests on here, so we have two returning. Well, we have Cthulhu Jack, who at this point is like
A recurring.
you're like Tim Conway on the Carol Burnett show, where everybody thought you're a cast member.
Yeah, correct.
Because you've been on so many times. And then we have
that's me on the Cellcast podcast. Actually,
well,
I've been
Nate-
on there that much. Yeah,
Nate of the Monster Island Film Vault is on for the second time in the last month.
It's only been a couple of weeks. You guys must have loved me so much. You're like, bring it back.
I actually sent an invite out to a lot of people because we've had other guests on in the past, and there were a few who wanted to come on, but schedule-wise couldn't make it because they do other things at the same time and all. But it was cool to have you guys come back on. Jack's always, Jack has our link, so he has an open invite. He can basically come on whenever he wants. So he's basically you're like a cast member at this point. So again, this week on Films and Fermentation, we're heading to a galaxy far, far away to celebrate 45 years of The Empire Strikes Back, the sequel that taught us family reunions can get really awkward. Join our band of rebels as we toast to lightsabers, lost hands, and the greatest plot twist since finding out your favorite brewery is switching to non-alcoholic beer.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, we'll break down why.
Isn't that by definition not beer?
Still a little bit of alcohol in it, even though they say it's not alcoholic. We'll
like,
break down why
non-alcoholic beer is root beer. Come on.
We'll break down why this icy, emotional space opera still reigns supreme. Expect bad Yoda impressions, strong drinks, and stronger opinions. Grab your blaster and your bourbon. It's time to strike back with style. Don't forget to drop us an email at filmsandfermentation@gmail.com or visit linktree.com/filmsandfermentation. Find all of our social media podcast links. Become part of the Films and Fermentation family. We are on the Pod Nation Media Network on Roku, as well as Cthulhu Jack Presents and the Monster Island Film Vault are all on the Pod Nation Media Network. You can watch all of our pretty faces. Well, except Jack. He doesn't like to show his face. But the rest of us you can see on the Pod Nation Media Network. You can subscribe to our Substack newsletter. And remember, we are an independent podcast, which means we are listener supported. So please consider joining our Patreon for as little as $1 a month to receive members-only content. For the low, low price of 1 galactic credit, you'll officially join the Films and Fermentation Rebellion. Your generous donation will go toward keeping our hyperdrive running and our beer cold. In return, you'll receive absolutely nothing tangible except our eternal gratitude and a midichlorian count so low, even Yoda would call it a bit of a disappointment. But hey, at least you're not on the dark side. They drink domestic beer. Go to patreon.com/films of fermentation or purchase our merchandise at teespring.com. Or you can text us like that, jerk off did a while back, 904-867-4466.
Do you need to talk about this, Leo?
Don't forget to give out our pager number and our fax machine number.
Fax machine.
What are those?
Yeah, fax machine number is 867-555.
Don't forget to face east to do your smoke signals. That's the only way.
Right.
You guys are that old?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Our special voicemail number is 867-5309. All right. What are we drinking tonight, gentlemen? Who wants to go first?
I'll go.
Go ahead.
I am cracking open a Farmstead Flannel from Double Nickel. It is an apple cider donut inspired ale, 5.9% alcohol by volume, brewed with cinnamon, vanilla, and brown sugar.
Kev, that man cave is really coming along behind you there.
Thank you. I'm, branching out. Thanks.
Who's next?
I'll go.
Go ahead, Mike.
I've had a rough week, so I am drinking my Old Smokies Blackberry Whiskey on the rocks.
Nice. Jack or Nate, either of you guys partaking tonight?
Well, I guess I'll go next. I have good news and bad news, gentlemen. The bad news is because I'm donating plasma tomorrow, I cannot partake of alcohol today.
Well, that makes sense.
So I'm to prepare.
Are you sure? Have you tried?
To prepare for that, I'm drinking this crazy hydration drink. What is it called? Performex, which you can get at Dollar Tree for only $1.25, and it's only 35 calories. However, I will show you, if I didn't have to donate tomorrow, what I would have been partaking of tonight. It doesn't look all that impressive. It's just your basic Blue Ribbon beer. However,
good old Paps.
Yeah. However, it is on brand for me because
Hey,
they're doing a Godzilla promotion.
That's pretty
and
cool.
The name of the artist doing this, no joke, his name is Attack Peter, which I don't know if that's a threat or a command.
Jack, you imbibing tonight at all?
Yeah, I figured I'd go with the White Russian, but using blue milk.
You crazy man!
It's a blue Russian.
It's a blue Russian.
Yeah. So I'm drinking a themed cocktail tonight. It's called the Master Yoda. It's basically just orange juice and blue curacao, which is like double the orange. I'm drinking it out of a Star Wars mug that has all the posters on it. But just so you know what it actually looks like, I poured a little bit into a small glass so you can see the green.
Wow! Wow! Okay,
that's some reanimator fluid there.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, yeah. Cool. Well, actually, two things. One, I actually know a guy. I'm trying to remember what he goes by on the socials, but he does content on kaiju toys, but on the side he mixes kaiju themed drinks, which is actually pretty fun. I've met him a few times at cons and tried some of his stuff. It's pretty good. And the other thing, that the color of that reminds me of I guess you could say it's technically it's a cocktail that a friend and I came up with that is almost nigh impossible to replicate. because we made it back in 2016 when Ecto Cooler was reissued. When the awful Ghostbusters reboot came out, the Ecto Cooler was the best thing, and we mixed it with Skull Vodka because that's Dan Aykroyd's brand.
Yeah.
And we called it Ecto Bomb, and it was delicious. But they haven't reissued Ecto Cooler since.
Yeah,
so it was like a once
the only thing
it feels like.
The only good thing that came out of that reboot was the re-release of Ecto Cooler.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Don't you wish they'd bring back Ecto Coolers and Zima, and you could mix those two?
Who wants a Zima?
Oh,
I like Zima. I used to drink Zima. I am gonna take the Spotify code off the screen for a minute because I can't see my own face. There we go.
I was going to say also the recorder.
Well, I don't.
It was
that's
the way.
That won't come up in the video when I edit it. But the QR code is covering my face, and I'm pretty. So let's play a song real quick.
This week in film history with Mike. This week in film history with Mike.
(1940) Walt Disney's animated film Fantasia, starring Leopold Stokowski, the Philadelphia Orchestra, Mickey Mouse, and the ballet dancing hippopotamuses, premieres at the Broadway Theater in New York City.
If you've never watched this film after dropping a couple CBD gummies, I highly recommend it.
Did you know that the version that is most readily available of Fantasia is actually censored?
What did they censor out of it?
There was some technically some topless nudity because they did a Greek mythology sequence with a centaur. You laugh, but I'm not making.
No, I know what I'm looking for in the dark web later. Mike, what's the next thing you got there?
You don't have to go to the dark web for that.
1947, Gentleman's Agreement, directed by
Elia Kazan.
Thank you. And starring Gregory Peck and Dorothy McGuire, premieres in New York City. Best Picture, 1948.
I know nothing about this.
Okay, except the director's name.
Yeah, except the director's name. And Gregory Peck.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Next one.
This is a very important moment in history.
It is.
On November 12th, 1955, at exactly 10:04 p.m., lightning struck the clock tower in Hill Valley, California, sending Marty McFly back to the future.
I love the meme that I see all the time that if we were to travel back 30 years like he did, we'd be in 1995.
You know, here's the thing. There's been rumblings that some people in Hollywood, because they are demented, want to remake Back to the Future.
Yeah.
And obviously, Zemeckis and Bob Gale, they're like, you can't touch it until we're dead, so let's hope they live forever. However, I think the opportune moment to do it has long passed. I can't take credit for this idea, but this might have been the one and only way that this could have been interesting. And that is, since they jumped forward 30 years to 2015 from 1985, they should have remade it in 2015 and gone back to 1985.
I mean, what year is it he goes to the future in the second one?
In the second one, it was still 2015 and 1955.
Okay. Yeah.
And then they went to 1885 in the third one.
The worst the meme I saw is it's actually the film is actually older now than the trip he took into the past.
We are catching up with science fiction. Yeah. I will never forget the moment I walked in to the living room when my brother was watching Blade Runner. He had just started it. And it said in this little this little title card at the start that said in November 2019. And I'm like, crap, it's November 2019 right now.
Jack, what were you going to say?
Blade Runner.
Jack, what were you going to say? I was just going to say I saw a meme as well and recently, and it was picture for Back to the Future, and it says if from Back to the Future he goes into the future, but now we're so far into the future, and now everybody wants to go back to the 1980s.
Yeah.
I want to go back to.
What the hell am I looking at? We're looking at now. What do you mean now? Everything that's happening now is happening now.
When will now be then? Soon. What's the next one you got there, Mike?
1971. Steven Spielberg makes his feature-length film debut with a made-for-TV movie, Duel.
Oh, if you guys have not seen
Greatest
Duel,
film.
you need to see it. It is amazing. It is a wonderfully simple concept that just carries the whole movie.
It's a testament to how how good of a filmmaker he is that a first film like that was so well done.
Yeah. But and like I said, it's a really simple idea. It takes place out in the desert. And it's this guy with I think he's on a business trip driving a nice sports car, and he stops at a diner, ticks off a trucker, and you never see the trucker's face, I might add. And then he gets in his car, and this trucker drives this big, mean-looking black semi-truck, and he spends the rest of the movie trying to run this guy off the road.
Yeah.
The driver there is Dennis Weaver, who's in the car. But what's great is if you go back and watch it and then watch Jaws after it, there's a lot of similarities in that, and it's just fantastic. Just to see him build upon that first film.
Spielberg basically practiced on Duel for Jaws.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, next one there, Mike.
Where am I at? 1976, Network, directed by Sidney Lamont. Starring Peter Finch and William Holden. Premieres in Los Angeles and New York City. Finch, Academy Award, Best Actor, 1977.
Posthumous.
Yeah, Ned Beatty's speech in that is fantastic.
Yeah, this is it's a great movie. It's one I haven't seen this one in a while. Next one, sir.
1990, John Hughes film Home Alone, directed by Chris Columbus and starring Macaulay Culkin, premieres in Chicago.
That is one of the movies of my generation.
Because you're a young,
yes,
they're trying to bring back. Do you see they're trying to bring back a new Gremlins movie? And
and it's supposed to be directed by Columbus and not Joe Dante. I don't know if this is going to work.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Is why not just mash up Home Alone, Gremlins 3?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, Home Alone! I can see it now. Home Alone versus Gremlins. Yeah, it's grown up Kevin, and he's
exactly.
And he's fighting the Gremlins. All the Gremlins. And then he has to go find the guy from the original movie. He's like, I need your help.
Well, you figure out
the guy from the original
with all his survival mode, in the first movie, he must be pretty well equipped at this point, being an adult.
Kevin McAllister is not going to be able to do it though, because he grew up to be the Jigsaw killer in the Saw movies. So.
Yeah, right.
What's the next one you got there, Mike?
1995, Goldeneye, the 17th James Bond film released, starring Pierce Brosnan for the first time, Robbie Coltrane and Judi Dench as M.
Is it a hot take to say that Pierce Brosnan peaked as James Bond out of the gate, and then it was kind of downhill from there?
Yeah, I would say that.
The only other thing I can tell you he's in is Mrs. Doubtfire.
Thomas Crown Affair too.
Yeah. And Thomas Crown Affair is.
Well, no, I'm talking about his James Bond peaked.
Yeah.
There. I'm not saying that was Pierce Brosnan's peak.
Oh no, that was his best James Bond film. Was Goldeneye. Yeah, that was the best.
Yeah. Also, to this day, one of the few actually good movie games.
Oh, GoldenEye on Nintendo.
Nintendo 64, baby. I remember going to all-night youth group events playing that. And then my friends would put in codes to unlock Odd Job, and we figured out that the Odd Job is cheap, and or they would put in the Golden Gun code, which was not as fun as you would think it is.
Next one there, Mike.
I went out of order on this one, unfortunately. 1994. Gothic film horror Interview with the Vampire, based on the book by Anne Rice, directed by Neil Jordan, is released, starring Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt, and Christian Slater.
Okay, we're gonna Let's just keep moving through some of these because we got a lot here.
1998, Star Trek Insurrection. Film directed by Jonathan Frakes and starring Patrick Stewart and Jonathan Frakes premieres.
Hot take. I think that one's actually the worst Star Trek movie.
I think it's the worst of the new crew of the Next Generation.
Yeah,
crew.
it's a giant. And the reason I say it is not because it's objectively the worst. It's because it's kind of a giant nothing burger.
It to me, if the show was still on the air at the time, it would have been a 2-part episode.
Yeah,
it's
although
a movie,
Although I will admit, the best moment in the movie is when Riker comes out and he has shaved his beard for the first time since season 1 of the show, and Data sees him and he looks puzzle-eyed because he hasn't seen him like that in a long time. And he goes, yeah, smooth as an android's bottom. And then they go and they play out the scene, talk about some plot stuff, blah, blah, blah. And then it ends with Data coming over and says, sir, may I? And he goes over and feels his face, and he just goes, no. I'm like, that's the best moment in the entire movie. It's worth it just for that.
Tells you how good the rest of the movie is. That's the best moment. Next one there, Mike.
1999, Toy Story 2, directed by John Lasseter, starring Tom Hanks and Tim Allen, premieres in the U.S.
And we got movie 5 coming next year.
Yeah, Toy Story 5 is in the works.
And the villain is an iPad.
Toy Story 2 introduced us to Toy Story 2.
Al Storyborn.
Yeah,
Al Storyborn.
Big Al, my movie twin.
Who was that? Wayne Knight who voiced?
Yeah, it was Wayne Knight who voiced him.
Yeah.
Next one, sir.
2006, Casino Royale, a 21st James Bond film, premiered in London, starring Daniel Craig for the first time and Eva Green, premieres in London.
Really
Another
good.
James Bond.
Good James Bond. Yeah, the James Bond movies always seem to kind of come around at the same time.
And I would put one on here.
Yeah. Go ahead, Mike. What's the next one?
2010, Disney composer Alan Menken receives the 2,442nd star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Yeah, it's like outside of like a CVS or something. Like what? Yeah. Next one, sir.
2010, Disney's 3D computer animated musical adventure film Tangled premieres in El Capitan Theater, loosely based on grim German fairy tale Rapunzel by the brothers Jacob and Wilhelm Grimm.
Yeah.
Hot take. I like it better than Frozen.
I do too. I think this is a kind of an underrated Disney film. I think they're doing a live action one of this.
I don't really want that. Although I'm going to be honest with you, I think I think the kind of a movie that's along the similar lines, but it's Disney parodying itself, was Enchanted. I actually thought Enchanted was pretty funny.
Yeah, it's a pretty good movie.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite Disney films, though, in this last fact here.
2016, Moana, animated Disney film directed by Ron Clements and John Musker, with voices by...
Give it to me, Mike. How well do you speak Hawaiian?
Aloha, Aravoholo, and The Rock premieres in Los Angeles.
I actually don't know how to pronounce the name, so you got it as well as I would probably. So.
Why every freaking letter?
My little sister wanted to go see that, and I will confess, I went to see it for The Rock.
I like it. It's one of my favorites.
Welcome.
I think the music in it's really awesome.
Oh, the music's great.
The story's great too.
The fact that The Rock went so far as to like take voice lessons just to sing that song, and admittedly, he's not great. He's not awful either, but you can tell he's into it, and that makes up for a lot.
The song fits the character, so at least it does that. All right, we're going to move on to some beer news. Oh, it looks like we actually have some good news tonight here, Kev.
Yeah.
Kevin's here. He's here for beer. He's got news. It's beer news with Kevin.
Gentlemen, pack your bags. You may want to be taking a trip to New Jersey if you don't live here. New Jersey is opening a new brewery in Gloucester.
Gloucester. It's where I live.
Gloucester.
It's like Worcestershire.
Careful there, Jack. You don't want to give your location away.
Worcestershire.
It's Gloucester.
It's Gloucester.
Gloucester. It's where I live.
County. Sons of Barley Beer Company.
We're a bunch of dirty Americans. We get it.
We'll hold a soft opening of New Jersey's newest brewery this afternoon. And this story came out on the 13th. So that was today. And stay open late for, I guess it was Monday. My bad. This was originally done on the 10th. My bad. There was an update done today. For Monday Night Football. The brewery, located at 998 Mantua Pike in Woodbury Heights, will hold its grand opening on November 22nd. So, gentlemen, pack your bags. According to the social media account, the brewery plans to pour its first beer in the late afternoon and remain open until the end of the game on Monday, which I'm assuming it did. Sons of Barley will operate on a limited soft opening schedule through mid-November before transitioning to full-time operation 7 days a week after the grand opening. The brewery is adjacent to the former eSporta Fitness Center. So you guys know where that is, obviously. And
You know I do.
And in the front portion of the building, that is in the same complex as the Heights Liquor Store. There you go. And that was as much information as this news story gave me.
This, Kev.
It's good news, though, because it's open.
It is. It's a new brewery, Sons of Barley Beer.
As much as I love the Birds, that was a bad game to be opening up for.
I know. A win is a win, but that's a nasty win.
Say goodnight, Yoda. It's getting late. You're going to go away because you're making my neck itch now.
Your way you will not.
All right. Next one.
Okay, next one. We have we heard of the demise of the Iron Hill Brewery locations recently, and not even a month ago, I want to say, maybe a month and a half tops.
It's like a couple episodes ago you read that.
Yeah,
because I was on.
Yeah.
Okay, here you go.
Well, good news. 10 Iron Hill locations may be coming back under new ownership. Big news for fans of Iron Hill Brewery, according to the Philadelphia Inquirer. Jeff Crivello, former CEO of Famous Dave's Barbecue and current head of Chow Hospitality, has received court approval to acquire 10 closed Iron Hill locations, including spots in Center City, Westchester, Huntington Valley, Newtown, Wilmington, Lancaster, Hershey, and Rehoboth Beach. Unfortunately, I guess none in Jersey. Plus 2 in South Carolina, which I didn't know that they were that far south. Crivello's $12 million credit bid was approved Wednesday in U.S. bankruptcy court. In New Jersey, while some of the restaurants could reopen as Iron Hill, others may take on new identities, including Three Notched Brewing Company, which I've never heard of, which Crivello plans to bring to Rehoboth Beach, and the 2 South Carolina sites. The move comes after Iron Hill abruptly shut down and filed for liquidation bankruptcy earlier this year, closing all locations and leaving major gaps in local downtowns and shopping centers. Crivello, known for revitalizing brands like Famous Dave's and Cowboy Jack's, said this marks his first entry into the Philadelphia area restaurant scene. We always liked the East Coast restaurant demographic, he said, and it's a great market for our restaurants. The remaining Iron Hill locations not purchased by Crivello are expected to hit the auction block in early December. And that, gentlemen, is all the news that's fit to print.
All right. We are going to take a quick break to hear some words from our network, the Pod Nation Media Network, and then we'll be back with our main segment tonight. The alcohol strikes back tonight, folks, because we are talking about the 45th anniversary of the Empire Strikes Back. We'll be back in a brief moment. Hey, movie lovers. This is Leo.
Mike.
And Kevin from Films and Fermentation.
If you love comedy, movies, and a good drink in hand, then you need to check out the Pod Nation Media Network.
It's home to a variety of amazing podcasts covering everything from pulp culture to history, and of course, movies like ours.
And the best part, Pod Nation Media Network is featured on Roku, so you can stream your favorite podcasts anytime.
Alongside Films and Fermentation, you'll find other fantastic shows like the KJ&A podcast, The Undiscovered Entrepreneur, Real Sharks, and so many more.
So grab a drink, press play, and join the fun with Pod Nation Media Network.
Because everything's better with a little comedy, movies, and booze.
Learn more by going to linktree.com/PodNationPods. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us during that quick break. Tonight, our main segment is all about The Empire Strikes Back, which celebrates its 45th birthday this year. I'm going to open it with a little discussion question here. And Jack, I'm going to go to you first. What's your first experience and or earliest memory of The Empire Strikes Back?
Well, I'd say after between Star Wars, seeing Star Wars for the first time, at the time, and then waiting, the couple of years, 3 years or whatever to see Empire, I can't even imagine what kids today would, because everything now, when a movie comes out, you go on YouTube and see folks like us, and then we tell you about the movie before it comes out, or all the lead up to it, or all the behind the scenes talk about what's going to happen 2 years from now. But back then, you didn't really have anything. So I decided the other night, when you messaged me about this, I said, I'm going to check it out again. And I hadn't seen it in probably at least 20, probably since it were reissued in the theaters back in the late 90s.
Wow.
And I have the despecialized edition, which is the original
version.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And it has the awesome sound. And they just cleaned up all the matte boxes around the ships and stuff. And I have to say, just forget about Star Wars itself as what it is even today, but just take that movie on its own. It's just a really great film. And I was reminiscing while watching it, and definitely got choked up in moments, thinking back to my childhood, going, yeah, I remember sitting with my friends in the audience 3 years after seeing Star Wars and just watching this movie going, holy crap, Vader, that's his dad, and that's not even half of it, because watching the movie again, there's not a lot of exposition throughout the whole film. It's all like these little plot points that kind of keep the whole thing moving, and it all just kind of comes together in this beautiful yarn. But it's not a lot of people just standing there, pontificating or moving the plot through just talking about it and then doing it. They're actually doing it.
Well, it's just not as necessary because the previous movie did most of that work.
Yeah, no, exactly. So it just kind of cruising along, but it's a very fast-paced movie for cramming in a lot of information. And just going back and just thinking about it and watching it at that time at 10, 11 years old, it was pretty impactful, and it definitely holds up today, I would say.
My first experience with Empire, so I was 3 when Empire Strikes Back came out. So I did not see it in the theater, unfortunately. I wish I was alive to have seen those films for the first time in the theater.
Right.
The first Star Wars film I saw in the theater was Return of the Jedi, because I was like 7 years old or something when that came out. So when I saw Empire for the first time, it was on a Betamax player.
Oh, wow, nice.
On a bootleg tape that somebody recorded in the theater.
Wow.
So I can't imagine what it would be like bootlegging something on a Betamax tape in 1980, because that camera had to be like, you probably look like somebody who worked on the set with the camera you would have to have. And,
when it's not a small little like iPhone.
No. And it was so dark and hard to hear that I honestly really didn't get to see Empire like for real till like a couple years later when it was on like cable or something like that. But I did go see the re-releases in the theater when they did the anniversary releases, and even though they were the updated George Lucas cuts, it was still fun to see those on the big screen for the first time.
Oh yeah, 100%. I bet.
So, Mike, when did you see Empire for the first time?
I actually saw it in the theater.
You did see it in the theater.
Yeah.
Well, you would have been what, 22?
No.
45.
You're saying that, and Jack's got me beat because he said he was 11 when it came out. I was 5, going on 6.
What was it like seeing that in the theater, though? Like, do you even remember anything?
Oh my God, I was just in, awe. Just seeing that in the theater.
I mean, it's probably like hard to follow the plot at 6 years old, but like,
I saw the action.
I was gonna say there's enough bright lights and loud sounds.
Yeah.
Boba Fett.
Well, and
Boba Fett,
and
yeah.
you know what's great too is that rewatching it again, a lot of the stuff with just what Lucas did and Aaron Kirshner did with this one, I thought was genius. Is that all the characters, like every character makes some type of vocal sound or noise or whatever, whether it's R2 or whether it's the things in the Dagobah or whatever, but everything's always making a chirping sound or whatever. So as a kid, even 5, 6 years old watching it, you must have been mesmerized just because there's so many things going on in that movie.
Yeah, I just sat there and just watched. And
Again, too, it's also, you're talking about a time when it was all practical effect too, because there was no CGI.
Right.
So you had to know that what you were looking at was actually there too.
Yeah, I was probably close to 6, even though it came out like in May. But back then, movies stayed in the theater forever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
And then if it wasn't in the main theater, it went to those, matinee theaters forever. And then
like I remember I was telling you guys how excited I was about the Guillermo del Toro Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Right.
I didn't have to go to the theater. It was on Netflix.
It had a very limited theatrical run.
It should have had a longer theatrical run because it's a beautiful movie that should have been on a big screen.
What I mean by very limited, I mean it only played in a handful of art house theaters.
Oh yeah, for like a week or something. It wasn't even out that long.
I think one weekend, and it was appropriately Halloween, which is why I like Netflix.
And
why didn't you put it out before Halloween?
And I agree with what Jack just said. Like that's so wrong to do that because it was the cinematography in the film is beautiful. It should have been on a big screen.
It's Guillermo del Toro. What'd you expect?
I know. Anyway, go ahead, Mike.
That goes back to what we were saying about kids today. Can't wait to see something. They don't want to go to the theater to watch it. They want to sit at home.
Oh, I do it too. I can go on TikTok and watch movies in 10-second segments.
Oh yeah, of course. Well, the other thing too is at the time that Empire came out, the Muppet Show was still on.
Yeah.
So so you have a lot of, Henson's and Oz and all those guys are all through that film. So being able to go to the theater and kind of have that whole aspect of it bridging between TV and theater also was pretty wild.
Well, and the most notable one of those is Frank Oz, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
I like there's like a behind the scenes story that like he was so he brought so much life to the Yoda puppet that the director would start giving directions to the puppet instead of giving him the Frank Oz. Kirshner.
I've actually experienced something like that on my podcast. There's a YouTuber by the name of the Omniviewer.
Mm-hmm.
I've had him on a few episodes of the Film Vault, and he has on his YouTube channel, he has a little sidekick named Snazzy, who's it's like this little creature puppet, and he does the puppeteer. If you watch his videos, that's actually him doing the puppet performance and voicing him and all of that. And I would catch myself. He would have it with him when we're doing video calls like this to record the episodes, and I would find myself talking to Snazzy as if he wasn't a puppet.
Kev, what's your first experience with Empire?
Yeah, I mean, I was waiting till I heard what you guys had to say about it before I watched it. No, my memory is what my parents did growing up is you order HBO for maybe a month or two, record as much as you could off of it, and then cancel the subscription.
That's what people do with streaming services now.
Yeah, that's what we used to do, yeah.
It was on our VHS, and I remember. I think I don't mean I watched it when I was younger. I was scared of the snow monster on Hoth. Even though he didn't see Wampa, and that whole terrifying scene where is he going to get Luke? And I also remember being grossed out by the Tauntaun, those things
smell bad on the inside.
I thought they smelled bad on the outside.
Yeah. But I really enjoyed. I mean, there was so much action to it. I mean, with the original Star Wars, you had the individual action, but not much in terms of like vehicle fights. to see what was going on, and the AT-ATs walk in, and the battle and.
The AT-ATs are the textbook definition of the rule of cool because they don't make a lot of sense logically, but they look amazing.
Yeah. So I mean, we didn't watch it. It's not like I would put that in at my discretion. It was usually I'm homesick from school. What do you want to watch to make you feel better? Oh, Star Wars, And then what was going to come after Star Wars? Naturally, it was Annie. So
and then after that,
was on that tape. Whatever was David Copperfield.
No wonder you have such bizarre associations.
I had VHS tapes like that too. It was like Ghostbusters, and then Pee-wee's Big Adventure, and then
and then Strawberry Shortcake for your sisters.
I was Haunted Mansion.
And then you get, and then you find out that your parents left the VCR recording for too long, and then you got to the late night stuff, and you're oh,
this tape had Ghostbusters, Star Wars, and Debbie Does Dallas. Now, Nate, as the youngest person in the group tonight, I'm assuming you saw this yesterday for the first time.
Yes, totally. No, I honestly have a little bit of a hard time figuring out when I first saw this. I would not be surprised if I was exposed to it at some point when I was in single digit age. I know I was exposed to the original Star Wars in single digit age. But the first time that I can distinctly remember sitting down and soaking it all in, I was probably, I don't know, I want to say about 10, maybe 12. So and it was actually at my grandmother's house because my grandmother had cable. My grandparents, I should say, had cable. My parents didn't. So it was exciting to go visit them because then I could watch cable TV. And I can't even remember what channel it was, but they were doing a marathon showing the entire original trilogy. And I just sat down and watched the entire thing in one day. And that's when I for sure remember soaking it all in. I was aware of all the pop culture references and stuff to it because the plot twist in this is the worst kept pop culture secret anymore. It was. I know I was not around when the movie first came out, so I did not live through that shock. But so when I was growing up, everybody knew. So my experience was definitely different. It was more like actually getting to see it, where that came from.
Mm-hmm. Mike, were you saying something? Okay. My favorite pop culture reference for this is an episode of The Simpsons where Homer and Marge are on their first date and they come out of the theater and everybody's in line waiting to get in, and Homer goes, "Wow, who would have thought Vader was Luke's father?" And then everybody in the line gets all mad. All right, so here are some stats. The movie was released May 21st, 1980 in the U.S. It had a budget of $18 million. Other sources say it could be somewhere between 23 and 30 mil, but even that seems pretty low by today's standards.
It's all up on screen.
You gotta take inflation into account. You know what? Keep talking. I'm gonna crunch the inflation.
Yeah. Domestically, it made $290 to $292 million. And worldwide, it made somewhere in the neighborhood of $550 million. Now, that, again, is 1980, which is pretty amazing.
It doesn't matter. At that kind of profit,
I was going to say, that is clear, very clear profit.
Very clear profit. Directed by Irving Kershner, so not directed by Lucas himself. And was...
Fun fact, Mr. Kershner directed another second entry in another franchise later on, and it was the last movie ever directed.
There's a James Bond movie.
No.
RoboCop 2.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, that's right. RoboCop
2. Yeah, definitely not the best RoboCop. Man. Better than RoboCop 3.
That's true.
Yeah.
Not hard to do.
So the movie was based on the story by George Lucas, but the screenplay was written by Lee Brackett and Lawrence Kasdan, with additional script revisions by Carrie Fisher, who has been a script doctor for a good portion of her career. A lot of the dialogue in the film was attributed to Carrie Fisher's rewrites.
Okay. According to the inflation calculator,
yes, sir.
$18 million in 2025 money is about 71 million. So that's if we're lowballing. If we highball it with 30.5, I'll calculate that. Keep talking.
You're still talking a budget that's not even like the budget of like a Marvel film.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and the other thing too, Arvin Kershner did direct a Bond movie. It was Never Say Never Again, 1983.
That would have been.
Okay.
That would have been the Sean Connery one that was out against
Roger
Was it
Moore.
The View to a Kill?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because they were out concurrently.
Yep.
All right. If we go with the highball estimate, 120 million.
Still not enough. 120 million wouldn't get you marketing for the movie at this right now.
Yeah, well, I really want to calculate this box office.
Well, wasn't the budget for Predator Badlands about 120?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
All right, I'm gonna round up for that total box office there.
I'm gonna say like
550 and 292. So I'm gonna say 850, and we'll see what that comes out to.
2.5 billion.
$1 billion.
$1 billion. The movie received 4 Oscar nominations. It won for Best Sound and received a special award for visual effects achievement. But was also nominated for art direction and original score.
Should have won original score.
Yeah, should have won original score. 8.7 out of 10 on IMDb. Rotten Tomatoes critic score 95% certified fresh. I'd like to meet the 5% who did not like it. AFI Top 100 ranking. It was nominated for the AFI's 100 Years, 100 Movies, but did not make the top 100 list.
That's crazy.
That is insane. It's in the top 10 of the 250 best movies on IMDb.
What? Okay, guys,
2.5 billion. Am I close?
Nowhere close.
Oh wow.
Oh my gosh, this is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. If those numbers that you have in your notes are correct, and like I said, I combined domestic and worldwide.
Yeah.
This movie in 2025 money made 3.3 billion with a B dollars.
Well, that's what I said. 2.5. I was close.
Yeah. 3.35.
What's another billion
dollars?
So we all know the cast of this film. We have Mark Hamill as Luke Skywalker, Harrison Ford as Han Solo, Carrie Fisher as Princess Leia.
Introduce us to the cast that came into this film.
The cast that came into this film would be Billy D. Williams as Lando Calrissian. Is that the only new guy? I'm trying to think who else it would have been like
Lobot.
Lobot. I don't know the actor's name.
Oh, Boba Fett.
Does Boba Fett
Boba Fett.
Boba Fett's complicated.
But if you
There's
watch
multiple people who can lay claim to Boba Fett in this movie now.
Now, if you watch like the re-releases, they use Tamara Morrison's voice in the re-releases for Boba Fett, but it's not the original actor from the original release. So
it's goofy. It is so goofy.
I actually met the original actor from
the voice actor or the suit actor?
The suit actor.
Oh wow.
Was it the at a con? Was it at like a
it was
Comic-Con?
Star Wars weekends at
oh
wow. Well, aren't you fancy? Nice. I got to meet Carrie Fisher. Man.
Yeah.
You also have you also have Yoda. He's introducing.
That's right.
Frank Oz.
Frank Oz.
John. What's his name? John. The one that's always in the Pixar movies. He played Cliff on Cheers.
John. Oh my God.
Ratzenberger.
Yeah, John Ratzenberger. Yeah. He's the lieutenant guy in Haas or whatever it is. All right, everybody.
For like
see you stations.
5 seconds.
Yeah. Hey, man. If I could claim I was an Empire for 5 seconds, I'd tell everybody.
Hey!
Oh, yeah.
If you were in a Star Wars movie for a minimum 3 seconds, you got an action figure.
Yeah, exactly. All right, I'm going to do a quick
Like
summary
the
here.
guy carrying the ice cream machine.
Yeah.
Cloud City.
Seriously,
Cloud City
George
ice cream
Lucas would merchandise anything from Star Wars because that fan base would eat it up.
Oh, I know. I have a bunch
Yes,
of.
we
I
did.
have like a whole bunch of the figures that were in like Jabba's palace. Like I have those guys because they were made.
And most of them got edited out in the
Yeah.
special edition.
But I have them.
If you can look over my shoulder,
Yeah, there's Mike's.
That's your ad at.
Yeah, where's your
there's
ad
my
at?
walker back there.
Yeah, back there. Yeah.
the ad-ats should have gotten a credit in the movie.
I have a
Starring
lightsaber
the
here too.
ad as itself.
Yeah, I have a. This is Return of the Jedi, but he's here. I got him here. I got this guy here. You know, I'm stacked up. Anyway, I'm going to do a quick summary just in case anybody out there has never seen this film, and if you haven't, you probably are one of Kevin's students.
Yep.
In his film class. All right, so here we go. Ready?
The children have no taste.
Oh, there's Mike's lightsaber. Here we go. I got a lightsaber too, but the battery's dead in it, so I can't light it up.
I have a light. I actually have 2 lightsabers, but they don't light up.
Yeah.
But they're great for duels.
The movie opens with the iconic crawl because apparently nobody in space can summarize anything without floating yellow text. Luke's riding a tauntaun in the galaxy's coldest HOA, Hoth, where the rent is cheap but the frostbite is not. Said tauntaun becomes lunch for a snow monster, which immediately upgrades Luke to missing person status. Han Solo, in his signature "I don't care, but I totally do" way, goes out to find him armed with nothing but charm and a blaster. Luke wakes up hanging upside down from like an intergalactic piñata and decides it's time to use his lightsaber for something other than posing. The Wampa loses an arm, classic Star Wars move, and Luke stumbles out into the snow to die dramatically. Han finds him, slices open a tauntaun like a beer can, shoves Luke inside, and gives us this iconic scene right here.
This may smell bad, kid, but it'll keep you warm. I thought they smelled bad. On the outside.
Hey, real quick.
Yeah.
Wasn't the monster, the ice monster, the first one to lose an arm in the series?
No, there was
No, it's the second
in
one.
the bar.
Cantina.
Yeah, there was the guy in the bar in the
Oh,
cantina.
That's right.
Yeah, it was the guy who was like, I've got I'm wanted in 12 systems. Or
It was
whatever.
the guy with the puffy vag mouth.
Yeah, he's around.
No, that was that. Wait,
Yeah, he was the one that loses the arm.
oh, he was the one.
I
That
thought it was Walrus
was,
Man.
my joke was
Walrus head,
always.
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, my joke was always, well, what was it? It was like, I don't like you. My friend doesn't like you either. And in my mind, Luke is thinking, yeah, I wouldn't like me either if I had a butt for a chin.
Yeah.
But
All right, cut to the next day. The rebels find him miraculously alive and smelling like a roadkill burrito. Leia's running the rebel base and kissing her brother. She and Han argue about who's leaving.
We don't know that yet.
She and Han argue about who's leaving first, and some Wookiee sexual innuendo occurs. Vader's having a Zoom call with the Empire and chokes the guy through the Wi-Fi. The Empire finds the rebel base thanks to a robot octopus. Cue the Battle of Hoth, where rebel pilots ride space lawnmowers with convenient tow cables that trip over metal elephants. The rebels barely escape. Han, Leia, Chewie, and 3PO take off in the Millennium Falcon, a ship held together with duct tape and willpower. Luke decides now's a great time
And
to find
spit. You forgot spit.
Luke decides now it's a great time to find himself and jets off to Dagobah for some unsolicited Jedi life coaching.
Run to Dagobah. Run to Dagobah.
Meanwhile, Han and Leia's romantic getaway is ruined by an astrofield and protocol droid cockblocking. Luke crash lands in a swamp that looks suspiciously like the Florida Everglades. Enter Yoda, a 900-year-old frog wizard who steals Luke's snacks and immediately starts gaslighting him into enlightenment. Back in space, the Falcon hides in a giant space worm's mouth because Dune doesn't hold a monopoly on phallic-looking aliens. The space worm tries to eat them, proving yet again that Han's luck is aggressively average. Vader hires a bunch of bounty hunters, including Boba Fett, whose helmet alone is cooler than 90% of the rest of the cast. Luke trains with Yoda. Lots of handstands, backflips, and philosophical dad jokes. Do or do not. There is no try. The phrase every gym bro now uses to justify not skipping leg day. Luke sees a vision of Darth Vader, chops his head off, and finds his own face inside. Meanwhile, Han and Leia, were definitely not in love energy, hits peak soap opera as they head to Cloud City, home of Lando Calrissian, played by walking Coat 45 ad Billy D. Williams. Lando greets them with a smile and immediately starts flirting with Leia. Bold move, considering she just escaped death and Han has a blaster. Surprise! Vader's already there because apparently Lando has a payroll to worry about. Han gets frozen in carbonite in one of cinema's greatest mic drops ever, and I have a clip for that one.
I love you.
Fuck off.
Because I'm less afraid of Seth MacFarlane showing me than Disney.
Disney owns Family Guy now.
Yeah. Leia's horrified, Chewie's angry, and C-3PO's in pieces, so business as usual. Luke senses trouble, finally, ignores Yoda's advice again, and heads straight into the world's most depressing family reunion. He faces Vader in the most dramatic father-son bonding session ever, one limb at a time. Vader plays the ultimate game of who is your daddy and what does he do, and wins spectacularly with the greatest twist in cinematic history, and here is that twist.
I am your father's brother's nephew's cousin's former roommate.
What's that make us?
Absolutely nothing.
Luke refuses to join the family business and plummets down a shaft instead. He's rescued by Leia, who suddenly has Force Wi-Fi and can sense where he is. Lando and Chewie grab the Falcon and save Luke. Back on the Rebel ship, Luke gets a fancy new robot hand and makes a mental note not to crank one out with his left from now on. Lando is strangely wearing Han's clothes, and he and Chewie head to Tatooine to film a sequel. The gang stares dramatically into space while John Williams' score gives us feelings. Credits roll, Han's frozen, Luke's traumatized, the Empire's thriving, and yet, arguably, still the best sequel ever made.
Also, Luke runs off to be in a now decanonized novel that everyone loved.
It was a good novel. That was the
Shadows of the Empire.
Shadows of the Empire.
And then that was followed by the Han and Luke wedding novel.
Was that our introduction to Mara Jade?
That was the Thrawn trilogy, which happens after Jedi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right.
Timothy Zahn.
None of those books matter anymore, so whatever. Back to the notes. That was my quick summary. Let's look at some trivia here. Let's look at his little trivia video that Kevin gave us first. I don't have my notes up on the screen. That would help. Let's look at the other trivia.
Professional podcaster here.
Most professional podcast in America. So let's look at the other trivia here while I get the video trivia up online here. The original line.
Glad you're not live.
Yeah. The original line was not, "I love you, I know." Does anybody know what the original line was?
I think we just saw it. Wasn't it, "I love you, fuck off"?
Yeah. It was, "I love you, fuck off."
No, I know.
What is it?
I love you.
The Leia line, if I remember correctly, was the same, and the scripted line was "I love you too," but Harrison Ford felt that didn't make sense for Han, so he changed it on the spot to "I know."
Yeah. Most badass line in cinema.
I love you. Duh.
All right, here I got the.
Honestly, that was a good move.
It definitely was.
It does feel far more appropriate for Han.
All right, here's trivia video that Kevin shared with me. Let me bring it up on the screen here.
You know, for Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back, in the original script, when Lando is about to lead Han, Leia, and Chewie into the trap set by Darth Vader, Lando offers his arm to Leia as a gesture to lead her down the hallway, and she accepts it. Harrison Ford ad-libbed Han coming up behind Leia and offering his arm to her at the same moment, to to imply that Han was jealous. 2. During the filming of the Battle of Hoth, the Echo Base troops were actually Norwegian mountain rescue skiers. In exchange for participation in this movie, Lucasfilm made a donation to the Norwegian Red Cross. 3. In an early outtake, when Darth Vader entered the Hoth base, he tripped over a cable and fell down face first. 4. Harrison Ford wanted Han Solo to die at the end of this movie, and he did not want to play the character again. But instead of killing off the character, George Lucas had a different idea, and opted for Han to be frozen in carbonite. In case Ford had a change of heart and agreed to return for Star Wars Return of the Jedi, the character would be revived.
He got his wish later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And boy, was that a controversial decision.
40 years later. I was half expecting, Kev, for that video to show us the guy with the ice cream maker. The Emperor was originally an old woman.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah, it says the first version of the Emperor character was a woman with chimpanzee eyes, voiced by Clive Revel, but then it was changed to Ian McDiarmid in the special editions.
Wait, you mean like the original version? That's what the face actor?
Yeah, the face actor was a woman with chimpanzee eyes. Yeah. The swamp scenes were filmed in George Lucas's swimming pool. I think he needs to get somebody to come out and clean it. Yoda's name was also different. In the early draft, the character's name was Minch.
Minch?
Oh my god.
Minch?
Sounds like
M-I-N-C-H, not Mitch with a T.
Yes, Minch.
It sounds like a
little Jewish frogman going,
food.
"Oy vey,
Yay.
you can't get on the force. You want on the force? I can help you."
See, that just makes Mel Brooks playing yogurt in Spaceballs that much better.
Who can tell me Boba Fett's first appearance? Because it wasn't in Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, it was in the
holiday. Oh, it was the holiday.
It was the
holiday special.
The holiday
holiday special.
That
and it's the only good part of it because it was this animated segment
that I forced these guys to watch last year.
With or without riff tracks?
No, the original.
The original.
Oh, you poor man.
Then you have violated their constitutional rights against cruel and unusual punishment.
Mike, what are you going to say?
Just for your information, Lee.
Yeah.
This Christmas time in Hollywood Studios, in Galaxy's Edge, they will have Chewbacca dressed in his holiday.
In his red robe?
In his red robe.
Well, that's because it's Wookiee Life Day.
Yep.
I was just saying, Happy Life Day, mother truckers.
Life Day.
You know, I don't know why Disney doesn't just release that dang thing. I know Lucas doesn't want it, but Lucas doesn't control this franchise anymore. And considering how most of the fan base has seen the thing through unofficial channels anyway, they may as well just put it out.
It's on YouTube.
I have it on VHS.
Just put it out. Just put it out. And I guarantee you will get subscriber numbers for Disney Plus. If you really want to be nuts, put it out on Blu-ray and you'll make more money than you know what to do with. At least more money than you would have expected, because Star Wars fans are a little weird like that, because they ironically love this thing.
Jack, I know, I admire you to begin with, and this might sound weird, but I admire you even more for owning the VHS of the holiday special.
Do you watch it every year, Jack?
Yeah.
No.
I only rewatched the Wookiee porn segment.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
It's so bizarre.
The film was technically an independent film. 20th Century Fox distributed it, but Lucas financed it himself, technically making it an independent film. Potatoes were used for the asteroid field in order to save money. The Wampa scene was added later on as a way to explain the damage on Mark Hamill's face, because he was in a car accident prior to filming that he had to have reconstructive surgery. Han Solo, we know he was supposed to die, but they changed that for the film. And Frank Oz was recommended for Yoda because Jim Henson was originally offered the role, but recommended his fellow Muppet performer Frank Oz instead.
I love Jim Henson, but I don't think he would have worked.
I mean, I don't know. I mean,
it would have been a different. It would have been a different Yoda for sure.
Well, considering
Yoda would have sounded like Kermit the Frog.
Well, considering Yoda's already a
Kermit
space
the Frog here. You want to learn how to use the Force, Luke?
Yoda does sound kind of Miss Piggy-ish.
Yeah, it does.
On a rewatch, but he gets away with it.
Yeah, he does. He certainly does.
Yeah, and here's the funny thing. People think that Yoda talks backwards, and yes, he does, but his syntax is technically grammatically correct.
I think it's like based on like
weird.
It's based on like German syntax or something like that. Yeah.
What I hated was, I mean, the dialogue or Yoda's dialogue was interesting and worth noting, but it wasn't overdone as much as it was in the prequels. Like after the original series, when they went back to the prequels and they did the Yoda scenes, everything was the backwards speaking, and it's like that's not how he was later. You know what I'm saying? Like they overdid it, they overcompensated.
But he doesn't really say a whole lot in Empire. There's a lot of him just kind of brooding and kind of responding to Luke, but he kind of keeps it pretty close to the vest on that.
The most dialogue he gives is at the beginning when he's pretending not to be himself.
Right.
Yeah, like when he actually is doing the teaching, it's more like quick little bites of wisdom.
Right.
Yeah.
He does have a speech or two. Like when
still,
he goes, like, my ally is the Force. And
but it's not like a long, like 6-page monologue. It's a quick little segment. I think we could skip the quotes part because I think we all know the quotes and we've said most of them throughout the show already.
They had quotes?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. The thing. It is this movie. The most famous line from this movie is apparently now the subject of the Mandela effect.
Oh, the I am your father.
Yeah, but
it's I am your father.
People swear it's supposed to be Luke, I am your father.
But it's no, I am your father.
It's no, I am your father. And I don't think it's a Mandela effect thing. I just think people just slightly misremembered the line, and it gained
it's that way.
It gained some some pop culture.
But it's like that. It's like that with a lot of movies because people always swear that they remember played again Sam from Casablanca, but he never says that.
Yeah, but at least in this case, it's a line that actually exists. It's just slightly misremembered.
Do you know what the actual line was on? The line was on set.
No.
Obi-Wan. Yeah, because
I do.
No.
Obi-Wan killed your father.
Obi-Wan killed your father. That's what it was. Because they wanted to keep this so secret. I think when they filmed it, the only people who knew the actual truth when they were filming it was Mark Hamill, so he could properly respond.
Lucas
and Irving Kershner. I think they were the only ones who knew because
James Earl Jones,
James Earl Jones, because he read the line.
Well, James Earl Jones, but that was later when he was doing when he was recording the ADR. But the guy who was in the suit doing the line.
Oh, David Prowse.
Prowse. He didn't know because he still said Obi-Wan killed your father. So
I still think even if that was the real line, that's still a pretty big twist.
It is. It is.
I was just thinking,
one, and I would argue technically not inaccurate.
No,
but I was going to say, could you imagine the rest of the franchise following that if it had been Obi-Wan who had killed his father? Where that could have gone.
Okay, but Darth Vader wasn't his father.
Right. Darth Vader wasn't his father. He finds out his mentor is the one who killed his father. Just, going from there, how different the movies would have been.
Luke would have went to the dark side.
I got 2 other quick bits of trivia that I think are kind of fun here. One is Carrie Fisher and James Earl Jones never appeared on screen together because he was just the voice of Darth Vader. The first time they ever appeared on screen together was on an episode of The Big Bang Theory, where James Earl Jones plays Ding Dong Ditch on the house.
and going back to the Luke I am your father. not George Lucas, James Earl Jones, when he first got the script and read that, he thought Vader was lying.
Yeah.
There
I can see
was,
that, sure.
for what I understand, in between the 3 years between these movies, because again, I was too young to have experienced that. There were people who honestly believed that was a lie from Vader, that he said that to mess with Luke.
Yeah, and I can see.
Which I never got to experience that because I always knew, like, no, that was the truth. So I jumped from Empire to Return of the Jedi, and I'm like, yeah, you're just confirming what I already knew. But when Return of the Jedi came out, and it made it crystal clear, no, Vader was not lying. I'm sure that was a little bit of a shock for some people. Not quite the shock that first moment was, but still.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that, though, because when I rewatched it again the other night, he definitely delivers it with that bit of air. You know what I mean? He definitely
that it was
delivers
a lie,
it,
or he was telling the truth.
No, that it's a bit of a lie. Like, it could be taken either way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was definitely, I mean, he's selling it to him, but he's definitely leaving it, a little, I think more so for the audience than to Luke, obviously. But the way he came across reading it, the line definitely seems a little, you could take it either way.
Mm-hmm.
So the other bit of trivia was that I made a lot of jokes about the accidental incest tonight, but the original outline for the films was a love triangle between Luke, Han, and Leia, because Luke's sister was going to be a brand new character introduced in Return of the Jedi.
Yep. It was a decision in the writing process, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, because when Lucas too much story.
When Lucas was trying to figure things out, he decided that he had to simplify things. It was too much to handle in Return of the Jedi, so he made the decision to make Leia the sister, which was not the original intention.
All right, I'm going to point out one last quote from the film that needs mention because it's such a great quote. "You stuck up, half-witted, scruffy-looking nerf herder." Who's scruffy looking?
That's such a perfect response.
Yeah. All right, let's
kiss a Wookiee. I could arrange that.
Arrange that.
You could use a good kiss.
You need a scoundrel in your life. All right, let's rank our Star Wars films. You may include Rogue One and Solo if you like, or just stick to the original or the 9, planned films. But how would you rank them? I will give you mine first in case you need a frame of reference here. In last place at number 11, Rise of Skywalker, because somehow Palpatine returned. Number 10, and no fault of the film itself, it's just kind of how it was produced. I actually don't think there's too many faults with the film, but it could have been better, and that's Solo, the Han Solo prequel film. I put Attack of the Clones at number 9. The Last Jedi at number 8. I know it gets a lot of hate, but I actually find some things in the film that I like. Phantom Menace at 7. Force Awakens at 6. Rogue One at 5. Return of the Jedi at 4. Revenge of the Sith at 3. New Hope at 2. And my favorite film in the series, The Empire Strikes Back. Don't all agree with me at once.
Yeah, I like that. I'm going to go with that. That's good.
Yeah, I was going to say that's. Yeah, I mean, I never saw Solo.
I may move. I'm sorry, Jack. I interrupted you.
No, go for it.
I was just going to say I might move Rogue One up a little bit ahead of the prequels, only because I liked them doing the story of how they got the plans.
Mm-hmm.
And
I liked that it was something.
I'm not a huge fan of the prequels. But.
Yeah, I like Rogue One in the sense that it was like something that wasn't just about the Skywalkers and all that.
Yep.
Yeah, Mike, you have anything you want to change about my list, or
you know me, I'm always Star Wars number 1 first, the original.
Yeah.
just because it was the original film and it was such a great film coming
Yeah,
out.
I just realized the only one I didn't include in here was the animated Clone Wars film.
It's a glorified TV episode, so I don't know.
The series is better.
My wife
Right.
just came in and handed me a glass of water because she can hear my voice getting strained because I'm screaming because I can't hear myself. And
It doesn't sound like you're screaming, but okay.
It's in a mug that she bought me that says "I love you, I know." And then it's Han and Leia on the back, but it's actually us.
Oh.
The guys say "oh."
Oh.
She just said "I love you." Fuck off. Let's see here. What else we got going on tonight? I got a hypothetical question for you. Let's see how.
Here I was scrambling to do a Star
No, go
Wars
ahead.
ranking.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Give me your rankings. What are your rankings?
I'm still trying to finalize it, right?
All right. While you're finalizing that, I will throw out my hypothetical question for you. No other Star Wars films are allowed in the answer to this question. If you were to plan a double feature night, what would be your double feature with Empire Strikes Back?
RoboCop 2, just for
the Irvin
lulls.
Kershner link.
It's Irvin Kershner night, baby. Irvin Kershner sequel night.
And you could talk about why one's a good sequel and the other one's not. Let me see. Jack, do you have something you can throw out at me here for that? I know Jack
I don't know. Just out of the top of my head, I just was thinking Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Oh, there you go.
That's another good one. Yeah. Okay, I have
Go
my
ahead,
Star Wars ranking put together.
All right, let me get Mike's answer quick.
Because I'm going to go against, since you said that's the greatest sequel ever made, I'm going to top it with the other greatest, maybe the one is even better, Empire and the Wrath of Khan.
Oh,
there you
guys ever do an episode of Wrath of Khan, call me. That's my favorite movie.
I had a feeling that was going to be Mike's answer. I'm not going to lie.
No, actually, the other great sequel that perhaps eclipsed it, and you got to do a sequel wars on this one. Terminator 2, baby.
Who?
Terminator 2.
Oh, Terminator 2. Yeah, that's in the future. That's in the works.
I would pair my Empire with oh shit, I just had it. Hold on.
Hardware Wars.
No.
That's an easy double feature because Hardware Wars is only 15 minutes.
Right now it's like Blue's Clues and
Superman 2.
No. Oh, The Dark Knight.
There you go. Yeah, that's a good one. My pairing would be my other favorite rogue space cowboy scoundrel film, Serenity, the film based on the Firefly TV series. That would be my double feature. All righty. Let's see here. I have 2 shout outs. I asked online on X and a couple other sites. Tell me your favorite Empire memory, when you first saw it, favorite scene, quote, where does it rank, all that stuff. Like, tell me what you want to tell me about it. And I got 2 people who sent me some responses here. We got Pods Like Us on X, who said their favorite piece of trivia about it was that Carrie Fisher would turn up at locations she wasn't even set to film on because the camaraderie between the cast members was so great. She used to just like watching the other guys work. Favorite quote from the film is, "This deal is getting worse all the time. It perfectly mirrors how most voters think after the elections."
No. The best line with that is, well, was it the preceding line or the line afterward? I can't remember. It's Vader. He says,
"Pray
I am altered the deal. Pray I do not alter it any further."
He also said, Pods Like Us also says this is their favorite of all the Star Wars products. And then Sad Boy on Reddit, who's sent us answers in the past, his favorite scene, he says, is when you find out that Vader is Luke's father. He goes, "I know it's cliche to say, but how can you not say it's a great scene?" He said his favorite quote. Oh, this is one we didn't mention. I like this one too. It's the scene after Han gets tortured, and Leia says, "Why are they doing this?" And he says, "They didn't even ask me any questions."
That's a great.
That's a great line.
Actually, there's a Yoda line that not a lot of people talk about, but it's one of those secretly profound lines.
Is it
and
the luminous beings are we, not this?
No,
because that's a good one.
No, it's right before Luke goes into the forest, and Luke asks him, "Well, what's in there?" And Yoda says, "Only what you take with you."
Yeah,
and I'm like,
Yep.
"Oh,
Great line.
wow!" And then it adds such punch to that scene after.
Even though I've seen the movie a million times, I did rewatch it this week, and I love it's so ominous, the scene where like Luke tells Yoda, "I'm not afraid," and he goes, "You will be.
You will be.
You will be."
Well, even the one where he raises the X-wing, and then Luke comes back to him and just says, "I don't believe."
He says, "I don't believe it."
And he says, "That's why you fail."
He says, "That's why you fail." It's like such a great response.
Yeah, it's so awesome. Sad Boy says this is his number one film. So, Nate, do you have your rankings now?
I do, and I will admit this is kind of on the fly. I will probably rethink these when I'm maybe in a different mood or whatever. Do you want ascending or descending order?
Whatever you want to give me.
All right, number 11, Rise of Skywalker, because that was a mess when it was J.J. Abrams trying to fix everything, and it didn't quite work. It was a wreck. Force Awakens, because I know some people defend it, but it's just A New Hope but rehashed, and it's only okay. Solo, because I'm a little nicer to that movie than most people. Attack of the Clones, because as much fun as it's been to use Phantom Menace as a punching bag, the more I think about it, the more I think Attack of the Clones is really the worst of the prequels. My hot take pick at number 7 is Last Jedi. I am willing to defend that movie.
I am too.
I don't think it's quite the travesty that people say it is. It's by no means a perfect movie, and some of the criticisms are legitimate.
My thing with that is people complain that The Force Awakens wasn't original, and then they tried something original with The Last Jedi, and people were complaining that it wasn't like the other films.
Yeah, I know. Star Wars fans are fickle. Let me tell you, they have been.
The biggest problem was they were trying to make the trio, even in the second one, like Luke, Han, and Leia, and they never spared any fucking screen time together.
Yeah. And then number 6 is Phantom Menace. I wouldn't call it a great movie, but there's a lot of cool factor in it, and that, for all intents and purposes, that was the first quote unquote Star Wars movie of my generation. That was the first new one anyway. So, I give it introduced us to Darth Maul and and Ewan McGregor and Liam Neeson. Liam Neeson is in this movie. Liam Neeson makes everything better. I'm just saying, he's one of those actors. Revenge of the Sith, clearly the best of the prequels, hands down. Rogue One, which might be the best which is the best Disney Star Wars movie. Although I wish they hadn't mucked around with it in post, because there are clips in the trailer that are not in the final movie, and I wish they were in the final movie, but that's a whole other matter. Return of the Jedi, I would still say it's a great movie, but it suffers from a little bit of sequelitis because it does repeat certain things, different spins on them. But hey, the Empire still decided to be insane and build the Death Star again. Although then they build it for a third time in Force Awakens because they're addicted to spherical super weapons, I guess. The original Star Wars and then Empire.
Okay. I mean, that's a good list. I think you can argue all day long about what's the best Star Wars film because everybody kind of has a different opinion, but I kind of feel like Empire tops a lot of people's lists.
Yeah, there was a time I would have been willing to put either A New Hope or Return of the Jedi at the top, but I have kowtowed to basic bitch status and have just kind of gone with Empire now.
I mean, Mike has New Hope at the top of his list, and it's not one I'm going to argue against because
I'm not either.
Without a New Hope, you wouldn't have the rest of it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
right.
Anyway, Mike, you have any beer history or trivia for us this evening?
We'll skip it this week.
We'll skip it this week. Okay.
Yeah, it's getting late, so we'll skip it.
Getting late. But we do have a cinema quote of the week.
Yes, and that cinema quote is, if you know you are going to fail, then fail gloriously. Kate Blanchett.
Should have had a Star Wars quote.
Yeah, well,
we've brought up a ton of them tonight.
How were your drinks tonight, gentlemen?
I have had this before, and it's all right.
Jack, how was your Blue Russian?
My Blue Mania Russian.
Yeah,
it's good.
It's good. Kev?
The flannel, the farmhouse flannel was good. I moved on to the hallway, which was a brown ale with pumpkin spice and Madagascar and vanilla bean. Very good. They're both very good, and I'm glad to be cleaning out the autumnal beers. I'm ready for my Trogs Mad Elf.
I'm ready for some cold snap.
Yes.
Mike, your drink was good, I'm assuming.
Well, considering this was a full bottle when I started.
And I must say the Master Yoda, which is a very simple drink, orange juice and blue curacao, was actually pretty tasty. I had 2 of them tonight. It's probably another reason why my wife gave me a big glass of water. Anyway, thank you all for joining us tonight for episode 217, The Alcohol Strikes Back, where we celebrated the 45th anniversary of The Empire Strikes Back. We hope you enjoyed listening to the podcast as much as we enjoyed recording it for you. Don't forget, you can drop us an email at filmsandfermentation@gmail.com or visit linktree.com/filmsandfermentation to find all of our social media and podcast links. You can watch us on the Pod Nation Media Network on Roku. You can watch us on YouTube and on Rumble. And you can also find our guests tonight, Cthulhu Jack and Nathan from the Monster Island Film Vault, on the Pod Nation Media Network as well. Jack, do you want to give any other information about your YouTube show?
Yeah, you can also find us on YouTube at Cthulhu Jack Presents, where we do little 7-minute reviews of all sorts of outlandish little films.
And you just launched the Kickstarter for the Lovecraft PI.
Lovecraft PI will be launching on November 25th on Kickstarter.
All right, everybody check that out. It's Cthulhu Jack's comic book, graphic novel. And Nate, where can we find you at?
You can obviously check out the Monster Island Film Vault at monsterislandfilmvault.com, and as you mentioned, on all of the Pod Nation Network stuff. I also have another podcast that's related called Henshin Power V3, where 3 friends have 3 minutes to talk about tokusatsu. That one is TV focused. Our gimmick is that we'll talk between 5 to 10 episodes of Henshin Hero television per podcast episode, but we only get to talk about each one for 3 minutes to replicate how in the original Ultraman can only stay Ultraman for 3 minutes. And I'm also an author as well as a podcaster. So go check out my author website, nathanjsmarchand.com, where you can get all the latest on whatever my new book releases are. And you can check out, I have a link tree on there, so you can see all the places where, I post, I write for Kaiju United and for Wild Hunt Press and all kinds of stuff like that. They'll find links to that on my author website. I'm also a member of the stable of actors for Scyther Podcasts, which it makes high quality, and I do mean high quality, fan-produced audio dramas based on superhero properties. You can hear me as Rito on Power Rangers, the audio drama, Johnny Storm, the Human Torch on Avengers, the audio drama, whenever they cross over with the Fantastic Four, and inexplicably as Deadpool on X-Men, the audio drama, although I've only appeared on there once as a post-credit gag, and I am trying to get Deadpool on that show again.
Okay.
And where can we find your OnlyFans link?
That's a secret one. That's buried. Although you'll be disappointed with what's on there. It's the ugliest feet pics you've ever seen.
A lot of kaiju porn.
Oh, yeah. I should do that. I should start an OnlyFans and just post screenshots of kaiju feet and see what people do.
First video should be Godzilla meets Bambi.
I actually would love to do an episode on that. I want to see how long I want to see how long of a podcast I can get out of
a 4-minute video
short that amounts to credits and squish.
Yeah. Jack, do you have any new videos coming out soon?
Yeah, I'm working on one that actually I went to see a Back to the Future alumni not too long ago and saw his film. So, which is we'll never ever see a release in cinema anywhere else, but unless you go see him. So, I have that review coming with his new film, and I'll let everybody know who that is.
Cool, thank you, Mike, Kev. You guys got anything to plug?
I do, but I shouldn't be talking about it.
Hey.
We're not talking about anal plugs. Don't forget.
He's drunk enough, he might.
Don't forget to stop by the Crossroads Stream Pickled and Fermented next time around for episode 218. We're doing the second part of a series that we started last year. So last year around this time, we did an episode on real and fake movies where I presented Kevin and Mike with plots that were some from really weird, obscure films, and others are ones that I made up, and they had to try to guess which ones were real and which ones are fake. So we're going to do the second part of that next week. It'll be our last episode before we take a break for Thanksgiving. So please check that out. In the meantime, I'm Leo.
I'm Kevin.
I'm Mike.
I'm Jack.
And I'm Nathan.
And this has been the Films and Fermentation podcast. May the force be with you, everybody. Cheers.
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 Cheers.